Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine, and I have a project to share with you today. We are in the middle of our Ancient China main lesson block for homeschool, and we're getting a ton of inspiration from this book called Lucky Bamboo Crafts by Jennifer Decristoforo. It's a craft book that has a lot of really great hands-on projects that you can do, and today we're going to do the shadow puppets. Now at the back of the book, it comes with all of these printouts, so I am going to copy 2 of these and we're going to be using them for today's project. So I went ahead and I pre-photocopied all of the pages in the back so that whenever we did one of these projects, we would be ready to go. So I'm going to keep those extra papers and put the book aside and begin by cutting out all of these printouts. So it's basically just 2 figures. There's a woman with movable arms and legs, and then there's also a horse. So I've got my 14-year-old son and my 10-year-old daughter helping me with this project. Now my 10-year-old daughter has previously done this completely on her own, and that's one of the things that I really love about this project book is that there are so many really simple crafts that you can do with very little adult assistance. Now there are other more complicated crafts, and this one in particular, we're using an X-Acto knife in order to cut out the center part of these cutouts, but originally my daughter did that without doing those extra details. Now I've got my kite paper here, which is some translucent paper that's going to look really great when the light shines behind it, and we're going to cut sections to place behind our puppets. So my daughter is going to cut a few pieces to go behind the horse and the woman, and we're just going to use a little tape to hold it in place. So you do see a little bit of the edges of the transparent paper once you hold it up to the light, but it's kind of minimal, and I'm not going to try to cut them exactly to fill those spaces. So once we have the transparent paper behind our puppets, it's time to assemble them. Now you do need to have some brads on hand, and I am using my paper piercer for this, but you could also use a mini hole punch in order to make holes, or you can just use a pen, like maybe a little straight pen, in order to pierce holes in your paper. I have little mini brads that we have from our scrapbooking supplies, but you could also use larger ones, and we did fasten them pretty tightly, but it's actually better to fasten them loosely. That way the joints can move. So my daughter did place those legs on the wrong side, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that for her really quickly and remove the brads. And in no time, we have the legs in the proper spot. And now it's time to put some bamboo skewers on those movable parts. And I'm going to use these really thin dowels instead, but I think bamboo skewers are readily available. They're kind of long, so I'm just going to snap them in 2, but it leaves those edges quite sharp and raw. So we are going to use a little emery board to sand them down. You could just use a little sandpaper as well. And now it's time to tape them on the back of our little movable puppets. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to position them so that we can make them as movable as possible. And no matter how I end up positioning them, I end up removing the tape and doing them again so that I can get a different way to move them. So I'm not quite happy with the way that they are moving, and part of the problem is because the brads are too tightly fastened. So you're going to want your brads to be quite loose in order for your movable parts to move freely with your bamboo skewers taped behind them. When my daughter did this project the first time, I printed off for her the puppets, and she used some knitting needles to use as the bamboo skewers instead. So I really liked her resourcefulness of just using the things that she had on hand, and the knitting needles weren't damaged at all. It's just a little bit of tape, so when she's done with that project, we can just remove them. So I'm going to get all of the bamboo skewers fastened in place, or the dowels fastened in place, and it works, and I'm just going to try it out, and I like the way it works for the horse. So now we're going to work on our puppet theater. So I have a box here. It's a nice sturdy box. It's about 12 inches by 18 inches, and I'm using my X-Acto knife in order to cut out the interior part, and then I'm going to end up cutting up quite a bit more of our box in order to make it more accessible with the puppets once we get our theater in place. So I'm going to remove this front part, and this is going to end up being the front part of our theater, but I need to remove more of the box so we can actually get to that part of the theater and move our puppets. So I'm using my X-Acto knife to cut the entire back side of that box. It's a nice, sturdy, strong box, and I found that using an X-Acto knife was far easier than trying to get my scissors in there. So this is something that I'm doing rather than my children, but my 14-year-old was completely capable of doing that as well. When my daughter originally did the puppet theater, I had placed some wax paper behind a frame, so I want to share with you her first puppet theater.
There once was a guy named Yi Lo, and he lived in northern China, and he needed to get to southern China for the king's announcement by nighttime. But the problem was he couldn't find his horse. So he left the clearing to go find his horse, and then he heard a rustle in the bushes. So he looked back.
When we first did this project, we just used the materials that we had on hand. I have this large picture frame that I put 2 sheets of wax paper behind it. I just taped it in place. I have a light source that's behind it, and the whole frame is just resting against the chair. All right, so let's remove one of those sheets of wax paper because we're going to repurpose it for today's project. And I've got the box here, and I'm just going to tape it in place. Now, sometimes wax paper is a little bit tricky to tape just because the whole point of wax paper is that it's not supposed to stick. So I'm going to trim off that excess wax paper, tape it so that it's taped on all sides, and it's looking pretty good now. So the next thing we're going to do is cut out a little piece of the back part of our theater so that we have easier access to get our puppets closer to the screen. I'm also going to use this little ledge here to insert the bamboo skewers or the dowels into the ledge of the theater, and this was just a spontaneous idea that I had. Now it means that the puppets are secure in place, but then you can move them up and down for the horse, and both up and down, and then the arms higher or lower for the person. And it's just a different way to do it. I will probably take them out in the future, but because our puppet theater is only 12 inches high, it made it a little bit difficult to use the puppets that were part of this project because they were a little bit larger. So if you have a larger theater, then these puppets will work really well. So my daughter is really enjoying it. We're testing it out and everything looks pretty good. So we put a light behind it. I also added a red curtain, but then I had the red curtain go between the light source and the theater, and it actually gives like a really nice look to it. And so we're really enjoying playing with it this way. And it's just a different way to approach the puppet theater. We had it one way where our theater was larger and our puppets completely movable, and in this case the puppets are stationary even though you can move them up and down, and our theater is a little bit smaller. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you give it a try. It inspired hours of play for my daughter. Don't forget to check out the blog post that accompanies this video for more information. You can find that link down in the description box below. If you'd like to check out some of the other projects and tutorials we're doing with our ancient China main lesson block, you can tap on the screen right now. That link is also in the description box below. If you'd like to see how our homeschool is progressing on a daily basis, you can find me on Instagram at Pepper and Pine.